Alright guys, we've got the keys. Isn't it funny guys how we're doing that timing chains on that 2012 and we got a 2012 silver one here? Man, traverse, man. Alright, let's check it out. Let's see what's going on with this. Guys, check this out. I'm stepping on the gas. And I'm on the floor. Look at the... Dang it. So watch. Let's do it again. Dang. Oh man, I don't do another timing chain job. Well, at least we're used to it now. Alright guys, we're gonna do... Let's pull some codes and see what we can find. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got our connector. We're gonna hook up the Autel MK908. If you want to know more videos on that, check out our other channel, Autel Online Classes. Alright, so our diagnostic connector is located up under the dash to the left of the steering column. There it is right there. So let's get this plugged up. Okay. And we got our VCI hooked up. So we're going to go in the truck now, put the key in the on position, and we're going to pull the codes and see what's going on. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got everything hooked up and everything. Let's find out what's going on. We're going to the engine control module. Trouble codes. We're going to read the codes. Sometimes this takes a while because it's the VCI and it's wireless, and the further you'll go away from the vehicle, the longer it takes to read. But you got old data. Alright, now we got current codes and we got additional codes. I'll go over that briefly in a minute. Let's go to our current codes. No fault codes detected. Huh. Why is that? Alright. Now these additional codes, these codes, if you can say, let's take this one right here, the P0014. Latest test not run. This ignition not run. So it may be a code, maybe an issue with that, but the test hasn't ran yet, so there is no code. Why is this? This battery, I wonder if this battery was disconnected or something. Let me go ask the customer something. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I just spoke to the customer, and yeah, this battery wasn't disconnected. It was actually, yeah, disconnected. It was replaced. So we're going to be doing this the old-fashioned way. Yeah, buddy. I got no acceleration whatsoever. No power. You know what? What I want to do, let's go to live data. Engine. And what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to get it running to stay. So in that way, I can check, air fuel ratio's off. That might lead me to something. But I can also, I want to check the fuel. Am I in the wrong one? Okay, fuel pressure sensor, fuel rail pressure. Alright, I'm going to have to start it up. So we can actually check the pressure of the fuel rail. Let us know. Maybe we have
a lot of PSI in it.
Yeah, you can see what it's supposed to be, but we got to get it running to check. Well, actually, fuel pressure sensor is reading 65, so we definitely got fuel pressure here. Let's go out there and try this again, and I'm going to get some more information from the customer, see what's going on, and we're going to try to figure this out. All right, we'll be right back. All right, you know what, guys? We're going to do is maybe talk to the customer. Maybe I put them on camera. How about that? We explain to him what was going on. And yeah, let me try this one more time. Alright guys, what we're gonna do, let's go talk to the customer. He's gonna explain to us what happened, what went on, so we can try to figure out what's going on. Alright? you right back. Alright guys, introduce Taran.
Hey, how you doing?
Alright, now he's going to explain to us what happened with the car and the things he have done so far.
Okay. My wife was driving down the highway and the car started to sputter and shut up on her. It displayed a few trouble codes on the dash, stability track. It also said check engine light started flashing.
Oh, check engine light was flashing?
Yes. The check engine light started flashing, and
hey, how long was that going on for?
the check engine light did not flash until she cut off on 64 on the highway.
Okay.
When she caught up on the highway, we got it started, we crept it back home, and that's how it's in this position right here today.
Okay, and what have you changed so far?
So far, it's thrown me trouble codes as far as the throttle position sensor, the oxygen sensor.
So that's a new throttle body?
Yes, sir.
Alright guys, check it out. We got a new throttle body. And earlier you mentioned you changed the spark plugs. We got a new throttle body.
New spark plugs.
New spark plugs.
4 new coil packs. New oxygen sensor. And so far that's it. Oh, fresh air.
Fresh air filter.
Yes, sir.
Guys, y'all might find an air filter like an air filter. Air filter is very important. If that air filter is clogged, yes, this engine will not have any power, and it would. So that is definitely a good call. You definitely want to check your air filter. All right, so we know what's going on. We know what was changed, and now we need to figure this out. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's take everything into consideration. We had a flashing check engine light. That's a sign of a misfire, imminent catalyst failure. Imminent. That means it's about to go bad no matter what if you keep going. And then he changed the coils and the spark plugs, 4 coils and a spark plug. No power. What if it 4 coils? Yeah. What if it's not breathing? Sibby supposed to help me with this mess.
Nope. I'm the camera girl.
Alright guys, what if it's not breathing? But see, a clogged cat will run good at an idle, but just won't have no power. Alright, tell you what guys, they got people out there that checks the catalytic converter with the thermometer and all this and blah 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 blah. I'm gonna show you a nice quick way of checking whether you got a bad cat. Simple test. What you want to do is remove, not just disconnect. You got to remove one of the upper O2 sensors, not the upstream, not downstream. You got to release the upstream. Why is that? We're gonna get the whiteboard, draw it out, and then we're gonna remove that one's. There's one back there. That's hard to get to, but okay, there is one right here. So what we're going to do is pull this little tab out right there, unplug it, and then we're going to get an O2 sensor socket, and we're going to remove it. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm going to do this real quick, and there's a lot more to what I'm saying, but this is basically what it is. The engine is a big air pump. What it does, it sucks air in, the pistons use it, and then burns it up, and then it goes out through the exhaust. Constantly air moving. And then it goes through the catalytic converter that burns all the hydrocarbons and carbon monoxide up. Then it goes out through the tailpipe. Of course, somewhere in here there's a muffler. Now, this has got to be a smooth flow right here. The only way this engine is going to run, especially, I don't want to get too complicated in this. On your, there's a compression stroke and an exhaust stroke. On the compression stroke, on the exhaust stroke, here's your valves. Here's the intake valve, and here's the exhaust valve. On the exhaust, when it's ready to push it out the exhaust system, the piston comes up, this valve will open up, it'll push the fumes and everything outside the exhaust. If you have a blockage in your exhaust system, say if the cat is clogged up, when that piston goes to push that stuff out, that cat is stopping it, blocking it off, and it caused the engine not to have any power whatsoever because the air can't continuously flow. So what do? You got your cat right here. You have an O2 sensor right here and an O2 sensor right here, upstream and downstream. So what you want to do here is remove this O2 sensor. So now you have an opening in the pipe. So now when that piston comes up, that air, instead of going through there, now it's going to vent out through there. So once we disconnect that O2 sensor, pull it out. If we got power, that means we got a bad cat. All right, now that we got that, let's get our tools and remove this O2 sensor. We'll be right back. All right, guys, first thing you'll need is an O2 sensor socket. Your O2 sensor socket is going to have a slot in it. That slot is for the wiring. So what you're going to do is put the sensor down there. You see where I'm at? Put the opening over the wire and push it down just like that. Now, because of the angle that it's in, I'm going to use, okay, let me come back up here, a 3/8 drive swivel extension with my electrical tape on it. That's when they wear out. A 2-foot 3/8 drive extension and my 3/8 drive ratchet. So then I'm going to go down there. Get that. And then loosen it up. And then we're going to continue on and remove that sensor. Alright, let's remove it. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the O2 sensor out. Now what we're going to do is start the car up. Now it's going to be kind of loud. And now we're going to see if we got power, if we got idle. If we do, we know we got a bad cat. If we don't, it's time to move on to other stuff. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright guys, let's check it out, see what's going on. Remember guys, it's going to be loud. Guys, look at that. Look at the thing. I mean, look at it idling. Let me see if it got power. Oh yeah, that's it. We got a clogged cat. Let's go out there and I'm going to show you what's going on. We'll be right back. Alright guys, just like I showed you on the whiteboard. Now if you look down there, the engine is down. The only way this engine can breathe down is outside of that hole when we took out the O2 sensor. Idling good, everything is great, so we definitely got a bad cat. So, which cat is bad, even though we got 3? Because there's 3 of them, so we don't know which one is bad. So I'm going to show you how you determine which one is bad and my suggestion on that. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, now there's a few ways you can do this. One, you can get a, not a thermometer. You know guys, the thing with a dot. You can take a temperature before the cat and after the cat. Sometimes that's not really good, huh? Sometimes that don't work. The other way is literally dropping down the cat and see which one is clogged. Now that can get very expensive, but if you go into, I don't want to, put names out there, but if you're looking online for parts, you're going to get them a lot cheaper than any repair shop can get them, because they're going to charge you on an arm and leg. These are going to cost you at least $600 a piece if you go into a shop, or you can find them online for $100 something a piece. And if you go that route, I'm definitely recommending you change them all, because we had this serious misfire and we don't know the condition of the other 2. Change them. If they're $100 something a piece, guys, change them all. Alright, so we know exactly what's going on. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm putting the O2 sensor back in, but and I just wanted to make this piece, make this little section. This down here, this is probably the hottest part of the vehicle. So if you're doing this, be very careful, because it is hot and it will cause you some burns. Alright, so let's get that done and we'll be right back.